Tyrone Gethers Jr., your host of The Source of Inkwell, live on KUAW Radio, knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. We are the fastest growing community radio station in the Kansas City, Missouri area. You can check out this broadcast in a number of ways. You can go to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, Twitch, tune in. All you got to do is type in KUAW, we'll pop right up. On a lot of those mods, you'll be able to see us and actually see what we look like and actually interact with us live. Also, if you are driving within the 1 mile radius of the historic 18th and Vine area, on your radio dial, you can go to 100.5 and you'll be able to listen to us in your car or on your bike or on that little bird scooter that you got from downtown. Any questions, comments, or concerns, you can go to 816 or call 816-599-6893 and you'll be able to call and voice your concerns, ask a question, or give a donation. To my left, I have a very, very important guest. Matter of fact, probably one of the most important people to KUAW Radio. This is Mr. George Walker. He is the station manager and owner of KUAW Radio. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine, Tyrone. This is a great day. Great day.
It is a great day. And it's also a very rare occasion. Now, you may see Mr. Walker on Mondays at,
Yes, 5 o'clock.
Monday at 5 o'clock for his show. And sometimes you might hear him behind the scenes on our shows, too, throughout the week as well also. But it's very rare that you see him as a guest on a show. Now,
that's true. This might be a first.
Yeah, well, it might be. I think we did something before.
Yeah, okay. That's right. When we're upstairs.
Right, but this is a first down here because it's also a first for a lot of things, too, because the reason why I have Mr. Walker on our show is it's not because of him being the owner and the operator of KUAW Radio or all of the amazing things that he does with Black family technology, with his robotics, or with a lot of the ties that he has with a lot of very prominent organizations here in town. It's for something that you may not know about Mr. Walker. It's kind of a hidden talent, if you will. So, Mr. Walker, can you share what that hidden talent is?
Well, I was talking to Tyrone and he asked me a question, and I was telling him what I was going to do. And I'm actually entering this year in the Missouri River, the MR 340 river race. So I'm a kayaker. I like to kayak. I've mainly been fishing from a kayak. Haven't been doing any touring, and this is what you consider more of the touring and racing. So kind of expanding my kayak activities to change from just fishing to doing a race.
Yes. So Mr. Walker told me that. The look on my face was like, okay. Now, of course, I'm not doubting Mr. Walker. I mean, this is a man of many talents. But my question is, and I'm sure everyone on the other side of the screen, on the other side of the radio, wants to know, what got you into kayaking?
Well, kayaking, I had always kind of looked at them, sometimes, and people, especially the new kayaks that are lighter and, inexpensive and all that. And I thought, boy, that looks nice. And one day, my wife and I happened to be driving down the street, and somebody pulled up beside us and had some kayaks on their car. No, I think we were going down 435. And they went by, and I said, I'd really like to have one of those. That looks nice. Look like fun. And lo and behold, that Christmas, I had a kayak delivered. So I had kind of been looking at them and admiring them, and then I got one for Christmas. It was a 8-foot kayak, a Pelican, and that started me on the way. That was probably about 7 years ago, 8 years ago. I had this little small kayak, and I'd take it out fishing. Started just gradually. 1 year I was out 1 or 2 times, and the next year is like, okay, I need to fix this up. So I started putting equipment on it and stuff.
Oh, yeah, equipment on it.
Added an anchor trolley and a rod holder and, some things to kind of make it more suitable for fishing.
Okay.
And after I did that for about 3 years, got up to the third year, I was ready to step up. So I went from an 8-foot boat to a 10.5-foot boat with built-in rod holders and a more comfortable seat. So I thought I'd upgrade a little bit. And I'd been fishing from it, having a lot of fun, going out and crappie, bass, catfish, whatever bites. And that was great. And then as you're kind of into kayaking, and I had already seen a little bit on the news that they were talking about this race. There's a bunch of people went on the race. Well, now I got into kayaking, and I saw them. They said, well, they're racing kayaks from Kansas City to St. Louis, 340 miles. And I said, okay, that seems like a thing. So last year, I saw that they were getting ready to do it on a certain date. And I thought, well, let me go down there and check this out. So I went down to Call Point, which is the park right there about on 3rd Street in the Fairfax district. Went down there, and there was a ton of people down there. There were boats in the water. There was a lot of people on the sides and stuff, and they were getting ready to race. So we stayed there until they took off, and the first wave left. All the single boats, they go out first, and then an hour later, all the boats with multiple people in them go out. And watch that, and as I watched them going down the river and stuff, I thought, hey, I think this might be something I want to do. Yeah. And I had talked to a few people on the side, because like I said, I saw a couple of times on the news about this race. So I said, well, let me see what other people have run into with this and stuff. And I started looking for some people that might have been a little more senior than some of the other people too down there and stuff. Right. So I got couple of guys, and one guy was like, oh yeah, I did it last year, and it was pretty challenging, and he said he had to get a different boat because he said the one he was in last time felt like he had did it twice by the time he got through. So I was picking up pointers, talking to people, but there were some 60-year-olds and stuff that were there to do the race.
Wow.
So I thought, okay, they can do it, I can do it.
You can do it too. Yeah. So let's go back to your first kayaks. You said Santa Claus got you the first kayak.
Yeah, Santa Claus brought me my first kayak.
Santa Claus set you up.
Set me up. So got me down this road.
And here's the thing: when you think about kayaks, if you don't know what a kayak looks like, it's like a banana with a hole in it. Am I correct?
Yeah, my first one was yellow too.
Yeah, there it is. So a banana with a hole in it, and you got to sit in it, and you have an oar that has paddles on both sides.
Right.
And you just, am I doing it right?
Well, you gotta kind of like that.
Kind of like
You're pushing with this hand, pulling back with that
push
hand.
And pull.
And then go down and do the same thing. Yeah, push and pull.
Okay.
Push and pull.
So question.
Okay.
You're sitting in this thing. What happens if it flips over?
You turn it back over and get back in.
How you turn it back over?
You get out. You're already in the water, so you want to make sure you get out of it. And most of them have a big enough opening that you can pretty much fall out if it turns over.
Okay, so you wear a life jacket?
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
So.
Matter of fact, it's required. Missouri state law says anytime you operate a personal watercraft, say like a jet ski or a canoe or a kayak, you have to wear a personal flotation device. Now, if you're on a bass boat or a big boat like that, you don't have to. But if you're in one of those little personal, one-person vehicles, basically, so yeah, you got to have on a PFD.
Okay. Now, have you ever flipped over?
No. Not out in the water. Getting out of it on the side, we've kind of had a couple of...
But never out in the water.
Not out in the deep water,
okay.
No.
Okay, now you mentioned that you use your kayak for fishing sometimes.
Yes.
So after you catch these crappie, because crappie is one of my favorite fish to fry.
Yeah, buddy.
That's a good fish. Where do you store the fish? I mean, do you hang them off the side, or I mean?
Yeah, right now, and I'm looking at a way to change that. Right now, I've got a basket like you would use on the boat. I mean, on the shore, and I catch fish and I throw them in the basket and just let it hang over into the water.
Okay.
But it's kind of awkward because you can't paddle. You can paddle with that on there, but it almost feels like you're pulling a weight.
Oh, yeah.
If it's off of there or something, it's like a drag. So I have to pull them back up, put them in the boat, and paddle if I'm going to another spot, then put them back in. Well, a lot of times they can die in that time period and stuff. So that's not good. What I want to do is I've got a hatch in the back behind me.
Like a trunk.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I can open that up, and what I want to do is start putting ice in it.
Okay.
So if I catch one, I throw him in there and have him on ice. And then I don't have to worry about So that's going to be one of the things I'm working on now is to be able to have ice in the back and just ice them right from the beginning. That way I can, if I get ready to paddle to another spot, I don't have to pull it up and drag. I can just go and fish and catch them, put them back there and move to the next spot.
So you're just sitting in the kayak throwing it out, reeling it back in.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so with that, how many? I mean, do you notice fishing is more profitable for you in the kayak? I mean, how many fish do you catch in the kayak?
I would say it is. It lets you get to more spots because if you're on the shore, sometimes you don't want to walk around or it's bushes or woods over to that other clear spot, or it's not even a clear spot that you can see. Well, in the kayak, you can get to all of it. Even the bass boats and stuff that may not can get in real shallow water, this kayak probably draws, 3 inches of water down. I can go all the way back to where, you can get out of it, just step out, and it won't go too much over your ankle.
Yeah.
But I can float back up in there. So I can go back into places around the tree stumps and stuff and get it. So you got access to more water, as they say. You got access to more water, definitely than you have if you're sitting on the shore.
Yeah. Okay. So now you talked about going from one spot to the next. How fast can you go on that kayak?
Well, now that's the thing. It depends upon how your kayak is built. A fishing kayak is usually built to be more stable.
Okay.
So it's made where it doesn't rock as much. You can stand up in it. It's a wider platform. So they may be up to 30 inches wide or 32, pretty wide body. And they're stable, but that stability makes them slow because they're wide and stuff. So that's the one type. Now, a touring kayak, which is for more people that want to go out and sightsee, like going down rivers, people you hear going on float trips and all of that, they're usually a more narrower boat. So they're maybe only 25, 26 inches wide, and they go through the water faster than a big wide boat. And then they have the professionals like the racing boats, and they're real thin, that they can slide through. They may be 20 inches wide or so. And some of the sea kayaks that go out into the ocean and stuff, they're built a little thinner, but they're faster. They move quick. So you can get, I've been able to do, not for long stretches, but I can get up to almost 5-6 miles an hour.
5-6 miles an hour?
Yeah, maybe. Not for a long stretch, now, don't get me wrong.
Okay. I'm going to put a pin in that because I got another question to ask you before we get there. So, this is going to be good. So, you mentioned all these different types of kayaks.
Uh-huh.
How many kayaks do you own?
3 now.
Okay, and I'm assuming one of them's a fishing one.
One's a fishing. The first one I would consider more of a recreational kayak. It's just for, like right now, I'd be ready to let the grandkids have it. Okay. And they can just get in and paddle around, splash, and have a ball. Then I've got the fishing one.
Okay.
And I just bought a more of a touring back.
So it's safe to say that the race that you're going to be on is going to be with the touring kayak.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the fast one.
Yeah, I bought a Neki Lakusha. So I went from an 8-foot kayak to the Pelican Pioneer, which was a 10.5-foot kayak, to a Neki Lakusha, which is 17 foot long.
That sounds like somebody I went to school with. Neki Lakusha. Neki Lakusha, I know you make kayaks.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, here's an obvious question. All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to just throw it out here. We're going to be professional with it. I know we're having fun, but we got to be professional with it. It's not common to see African Americans in kayaks and doing these races.
Absolutely.
I shouldn't say it's not common. Not saying we don't do it. We do everything, but it's not common to meet someone. Oh yeah, you kayak and you're gonna do a kayak race. So I do know that you're gonna probably be one of the few African Americans out there doing this race.
Yes.
Is there any pressure with that?
I feel like I wanna do it. I've got a partner going with me too, so it's gonna be 2 of us there. When I was down there last year at the takeoff, and this is definitely not scientific or official, but I maybe saw 2 people of color going on that trip then. So I won't say that we don't go at all because there was some people down there. So we may double the amount of African Americans going if the 2 of us go this year, and there's 4.
Yeah, and imagine if
because that's out of about 400 folks.
So out of 400 people, with possibility last year, it was like a couple of African people of color.
And it might have been more. I can't say that, we didn't take an inventory and look at everybody.
Right, yeah.
It was sparse.
Yeah, it's fair to say that.
Yes.
So pretty much what you're doing is groundbreaking.
Yes, and yeah, you want to let people know that it's doable. When I bought my 10.5 foot boat and I posted it on Facebook, because there are a lot of ladies that are getting into fishing, bass fishing, and all that. And a lady had saw my post and texted me or messaged me and stuff and said, "Okay, tell me about it." She said, "I'm interested in those. I've been looking at them or the same." She was asking a question so that she can get it, because as you see more people doing it, then you can feel comfortable about doing it yourself. So if we get out there in a race, then there's more people that might say, "Well, yeah, that's something that I'd want to do."
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I mean, am I gonna jump into a kayak? No, but I do want to see this. So we're gonna talk about the details of this race. But let me go back though. You said that you roll 5 to 6 miles an hour.
I can.
And you're talking about going
In
down
spurts.
the Missouri River,
340 miles
going 5 to 6 miles an hour in spurts.
at the best.
At the best. Okay.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yes.
So let's talk about this race. Let's talk about where it starts, how long it is, because we all know that the Missouri River is long.
Yeah, and I don't know. You might get out your pen and paper or your math skills.
Okay.
So we've got, I think I want to say 86 hours.
86 hours.
Okay. So 340 miles divided by 86. Yeah, we got to get the vote out.
I'm an English teacher.
Yeah.
And I'm not ashamed to say that. Because when it comes to our buddy math, oh no.
Yeah. So 340 divided by 86.
All right, so we got 340 divided by 86.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That gives us 3.95.
Okay, so I need to average 3.95 an hour to finish within the time limit. That would be probably coming in as one of the last people to get down there.
Yeah, but you'll finish though.
Yeah, finish.
So now, earlier, and last week as well too, we talked about people who may not go as fast as they need be.
Yes.
We do know that on a race like this, really with any race, not only are you going against the people, you're going against the clock as well.
Right.
So let's say, Mr. Walker, you are going your 3.95 and above, so someone is not able to.
Well, the thing is, and you have to go, and this is, like if you look at that 3.95, that was divided into 86 hours. That's saying don't stop, no sleep.
Yeah.
Nothing, just straight through. You'd have to go that. So, there's maybe a couple of people can do it nonstop. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure there are, because the record for this river race right now is 36 hours and 30-something minutes.
And plus, in the age of steroids, yeah.
That somebody did it. So,
yeah.
So it might have been a lot of Red Bull, don't know what, but there's somebody that did that in 36 hours. That's a day and a half. That's really cooking.
But they got the big old Hulk Hogan on.
Yes. But in order to keep the race safe, and because it is a race, it's not a leisure trip, it's not a sightseeing trip, they do have a boat that they call the Reaper, that everybody has to stay ahead of the Reaper. If the Reaper catches up with you, you're not going fast enough, and then you have to get out of the race.
Right.
So, and they say in there partially because of insurance reasons and stuff, you don't want the race strung out over 200 miles of people. You got to try and watch and keep safe and stuff. So to keep everybody moving at a good speed, the Reaper comes up, you're going too slow. If it catches you, you got to get out.
Yeah, and you said the race is 3 days.
Yes.
Okay.
And as I was reading, most of the people that could put out by the Reaper happened in the first day.
Overdoing it.
And I was looking at it, though, the first day is the fastest day. Because you have to go to Waverly, Missouri. We'll leave Cobb Point at 7 o'clock in the morning. Waverly, Missouri is 78 miles away. We got to do that by, I think the Reaper's supposed to get there at 6 or 7 o'clock. So about 12 hours. You got to be there, because the Reaper's going to be there. So if you haven't gotten there, that means it passed you up. You're out and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's at that average speed and I was just looking at that tonight. I said, okay, they try to put a little things in here. It's about 5.9 miles an hour.
Yeah. See,
To reach that point. Now the next day, it's a 68-mile step to get to the next checkpoint. The average speed of that, as they say on there, is about 3 miles an hour to make that time in the 68 and go. So it's kind of designed that you have to really put out that first day.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then you're out.
And
then they'll go with it's kind of like a thinning out process, because I was looking at that and I said, oh man. And then last weekend I went over to Shawnee Mission Lake. They have a group that does a hump day, and they go over there and race every Wednesday. Every Wednesday at 6 o'clock, you go to Shawnee Mission Lake. Real nice boats, real nice kayaks. But they're out there all the time. So and some of them have done the 340, so I was talking to them about it and stuff too. And because I said, well, hey, we put out all that day and stuff, probably get a good night's sleep and stuff like that. And the guy says, no, you don't sleep on the first night. I said, what? He said, no. He said, that way you get more time between you and the reaper. You'll do some night paddling, because they were talking about having lights and all that. I said, I don't know if I'm going to need all that, because I'm going to pull over and stop. They said, no, you don't want to do that. So then you can get ahead of the reaper, and you'll have more time to go and stuff. So, okay. And as I was talking to the guy, I asked him how many times done. He said he's done it 8 times. I said, okay, I better listen to him.
Yeah.
See what he's talking about.
Next to him.
So he said, he said, we're going to go some in the night. He said, not going to go all night, but he said, you don't stop at Waverly. That's the first stop. He said, you keep going. He said, you'll do a little bit of night, so have your lights and all of that, because we are going to do some night paddling. Plus, he said it's cooler at night, so you can paddle better.
Sound like it's pretty safe, because you got the reaper. You also have checkpoints.
Yes.
And I believe you made a comment about a pit crew.
Yes. We have a ground crew, which would be my granddaughter for me and my wife. But every boat that goes in has to have a ground crew. And they will meet you at checkpoints. They will also report when you make the checkpoint. You've got to check in at every checkpoint, so they're keeping track of the boats. And my granddaughter and my wife are going to be our ground crew. And they bring you extra supplies and food, things like that. I'll have some food on the kayak, because it does have some storage capabilities, and dry clothes and all of that. But then you can always restock when you meet up with your ground crew. So at Waverly, I may not spend the night, but if I get there in good time, I'll stop. I can get some more food. I can sit down for a few minutes and then get back to going.
And actually use the bathroom instead of
use the bathroom and stuff. And I was looking at that too at map. I'm pulling up Missouri River map, and like different parts where there's actually the Corps of Engineers building. It looked like they got a building and a restroom and stuff. So I said, I'm gonna have to look at those places to make sure.
Make sure you can use it. Yeah.
And then the other thing is, it doesn't look like there's any big campsites. Because I was hoping that we went by a campground or something like that, because, just thinking about it. You may not have a shower in 3 days.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get in the river and stuff, but that ain't like, that ain't really the thing. But we'll deal with that and stuff. So that's the thing that we'll have to look at, is how, I guess they'll have, at some of the places, they probably at least have running water. So it might be a little sponge bath or something to kind of keep you going, brush your teeth. That type of thing, because 3 days, that's a long time. You'd be pretty right by the time and sweating and paddling, and
that would drive me crazy. I got at least take 3 showers a day. ODD.
Yeah. So that's a thing that I think will be interesting throughout the trip, and I'm gonna see how these other road crews are equipped, because I imagine somebody probably has a Winnebago or something following them and stuff. They may stop at rest stops and
that's smart.
And that'll let me know if I do decide that I want to do it another year. What else do we need to do?
Yeah.
So getting some idea by talking to some of the people that have done it, and that's why I'm going around some of the other kayaking areas and talking to them and see, give me some information, because I've never done this before. I've never kayaked a river before. I've been kayaking for some years, but fishing, you usually do it in lakes.
You do.
Yeah. And a lake is still, it doesn't have a current. It might have one, but it's real easy
So
going.
will you be
inside.
paddling against the current?
No,
or?
no,
Oh,
you
okay.
go with the current.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you go
good.
down.
So,
Yeah, no, upstream would be.
East Coast.
Well, that's going to help you get your speed up.
Yeah.
Because I was checking that too. The Missouri River flows at about 3 to 4 miles an hour.
You'd be fine.
So I thought if you can get your boat up to another 3 to 4 miles an hour, then you're making 8, and you maybe can get up more than that for a spurt. So that gets you down a little bit faster. So watching the river levels also, because right now it's kind of high. I went down to Carl River Park last week, and you wouldn't want to get in it. It's big. There was trees coming down that thing, big logs and stuff in there. And I'm like, nah.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
And that's why they called it off last year after the first day. They went the first day. They did about 24 hours, and if you guys, well, probably nobody remembers, but we had a lot of rain. And the guy that had been before, he told me, he said the river rose 10 feet that day. So like from when they started off to the end, it had rose 10 feet, and the Coast Guard came and said, no, everybody. Yeah, because then a lot of that debris that's on the side of the river and stuff like that stuff's all up and floating and coming down. So that's all you need to do is get hit by a big log.
Oh, that's a wrap.
You know, and
Yeah,
stuff,
and
tangled up in
yeah.
a tree.
And then the real Reaper's coming to get
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So what kind of boat is the Reaper?
The Reaper is a fairly big boat. It's like 3-4 people on it. I saw it. It's not a Coast Guard boat. It is a private boat, but it's heavy duty.
So it's enough to like they got to tow somebody or something like that.
Oh yeah, and they can pull 2 or 3 people out and just get on the Reaper and pull your boat, and stuff if they have to. And then they have some safety boats too. So the Reaper, like they say, after the first day, they usually don't have to get anybody out of disqualify anybody. So they say it turns into a safety boat too.
Okay.
So they're going up and down the river checking. Like they say, if anybody doesn't check anything, you've got to carry a whistle. That's part of a whistle without the ball in it. So it can't be a whistle that like that. It's just a straight whistle sound. So they got a particular whistle you got to have. So, and try to have a light on you, a flashlight or glow sticks, so that if something happens at night, you get turned over in the day and stuff. They say, don't worry about your boat. Just get yourself to the side, have a light, have something. They're going to be looking for you.
Okay.
And that and stuff. So it's like
Yeah,
we
so
ain't worried about the boat.
safe.
Yeah, pretty safe.
Yeah.
The Coast Guard has approved it. It's So they're looking over things. There's people watching, so you're not just out there. And there's groups. I mean, I'm not looking to try and do this as a solo person all the way through. You go out in groups, and they say one of the best things they say, especially if you go at night, is to go as a group. Find some other people. Y'all might be at a rest stop and say, okay, anybody leaving in the next hour or so? Yeah, I'll leave with you.
So what's the prize if you win?
The prize is the Governor's Cup.
The Governor's Cup.
Yeah, you get that Governor's Cup.
So will he be there to give it to you?
Nah, I doubt it.
Yeah.
And bragging rights.
Okay.
But there's no cash prize to it. It is a fundraiser for Missouri River restoration.
Okay, because I'm looking at her right now. It says that the restoration for the Missouri American Water MR 340 is per person, not per boat. Each racer must pay $75 entry fee plus a $200 tax deductible donation to the Missouri Relief Fee. So you got to pay $275 to do this?
Yes, but the 200 can be donations from anybody too. They have a site that if you start like in March or February when they open up the site, you can post up for people that help sponsor you.
Did you have that up?
No. I didn't know about it.
Now you know if you would.
Yeah, that was like, and I talked to Raphael. I said, okay, we gotta do better than this.
Yeah, because somebody could have easily, we could have donated.
Oh, there was some people raised like $1,400.
I bet they did.
And stuff, and that goes to the restoration. That's their biggest, the Missouri River Restoration Organization, whatever. This is their biggest fundraiser. So if you don't do that, then they say, yeah, you just got to pay. Matter of fact, by April, and that's when I looked at it, it was like getting right at the deadline. If you haven't raised any money by April, then your credit card will just be debited $200.
Oh yeah, we could have easily got that for you.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure we could have got it, but I said, okay, I didn't check the paperwork early enough to really get that. But you live and learn. So next year, you will get an opportunity to help support. Because my granddaughter, one of our granddaughters out in California, she was just in a swimming meet out in L.A., and it was a fundraiser like that. And they had a website and a thing, and you could donate money in her name, as a fundraiser. So she raised some money for whatever organization. It had something to do with, she's in physical therapy and stuff.
So I'm sure after this show, you'll be having people wanting to be interested in next year. I know I'm thinking I might want to be on your pit crew next year.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think it'll be a fun thing. That would be part of it, too, is to have whoever's going with somebody and then the road crew that goes down and follow. And like I told my wife, I don't even know that you spend the night in like Waverly's 78 miles from here. So
how many miles?
78 by water. On the land, it's probably less than that. So it'd be a thing of, I said, yeah, you drive over there and meet us, you can come back home.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to, you would be down tomorrow a little bit farther, but it's still, even if it was halfway to St. Louis, you're only talking about a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, hanging out. Yeah.
So you could either hang out, you go home, you could rent a room if you wanted to, but it wouldn't be necessary until you got closer to St. Louis or St. Charles.
Okay.
Because that's where it ends, is in St. Charles or something. They've got a line there.
There's a party afterwards.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's probably a lot of tired people just dragging out of the water and falling. It's like at the end of a marathon. It's like how much party goes on there. But it might be something that night.
So are you gonna like crash there and rest before you come home, or are you gonna just come straight home?
I'm looking at coming straight home for the simple reason is that my family reunion starts that same day. So Friday. So that Friday is the start of family reunion.
So you have a welcome party when you come home.
So come home and take a shower.
That's all. Yeah. Stay there for a little while.
Then come back. So we have a family reunion, the Hamilton Calhoun Gay family reunion, and we're hosting it here in Kansas City this year. So that's going to be a grand time. So hopefully, good Lord willing, that I can be successful in completing the whole thing, and that'll be something to tell some of the youngsters at the family reunion.
Exactly. Yeah. Legacy piece.
That you put your mind to it and do it. So
make sure you all keep Mr. Walker and Raphael in y'all's prayers as they're doing this for a lot of numerous reasons. The primary date is July 23rd to July 26th.
Yes.
And they kick off at, 7 in the morning?
Yes, 7 in the morning from Call Point Park. And it's open to the public. You can come down. That's what I did last year. They're selling hot dogs. It's a big party, so to speak, and stuff, and a lot of, just getting ready to get things going. So it's a good time to come out. And if you're interested in that, we'd like to see, I would like to see anybody come down to support this, because I'm doing this also as part of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association's 20-year anniversary. So we've been around for 20 years, and that's what I'm telling them. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get a T-shirt made to have on down there that says BFTAA 20. So this is part of our 20-year celebration of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association and KUAW Radio, which is going on 10 years.
And he's definitely taking one for the team, y'all.
So so we're going out there. And next year, as you say, I would like for it to be an even bigger thing. There doesn't have to be any more people in boats, but just a lot of people to show up at the kickoff, and then whoever wanted to be on the pit crew. And if you wanted to make a weekend that we came down to St. Louis and be there at the end.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good. I think it'd be good for some of the parents to see, and even to tell the kids that we're going to be doing it and stuff, that this is a thing that we need to get our kids involved in stuff that is positive. And, you can learn and you can meet people. The networking you can do when you get out of your 3 miles of life or 4 miles that you call home is tremendous. We're going to be going through Boonville, Columbia, Jefferson City, Waverly, Missouri. I mean, places that, I haven't seen. They probably don't see a whole lot of black people. They see some, but to say, okay, we're out there. We need to make sure that we're out there and that people see, and that dispels myths.
Yes.
If you get to meet people and they get to meet you. So we go out there in the kayaks, and I've even met even more people since I started this race thing. Fishing is kind of a solitary thing. You know, you go out there, you fish, you might run into another person kayaking or something. I found out with the touring and stuff, though, there's groups. I joined a club called Paddle KC, and they go out and they do out of town cruises, or not cruises, but kayaking. And they do safety courses and stuff. I missed out on the other Wednesday because I was at church, but they were training on how to get back into your kayak if I was over. So they were at Olathe Park, and they said bring swimming type clothes because we're going to turn over and see if you can get back in your boat with everybody there.
But you know how to do that though, right?
Yeah, but I haven't done it.
Yeah, you might want to go check that out.
That's what
Yeah,
you know. I kind of was like, man, I need to be at that, because it's like, yeah, you've seen it done, but till you're in the water and pulling yourself up on the back of your boat, because you have to go over it from the end, so that you can't pull it over from the side because it's too easy to tip over. So you got to go from the back and scoot up, you know, to it and get back in it. You also have to. I'm buying a pump. Because after you get back in it, then you got to pump the water out so that you can float back up. Because my boat has flotation in the front and back, but where you sit doesn't. So it won't sink. If I was to turn over, there's the whole back part and the whole front part is big air cavities. So, but it'll fill up with water. So I can get myself back in it, but then you need to get the water out. So they got some pumps that you can do, and Raphael even talked about the swimming pool squirt thing, that he's got one of those that'll take water and
like a little sprayer.
Yeah,
that's smart.
It's just getting water out on a day-to-day basis when you just go out, because you get water in there anyway. I've got a big sponge when I come back, and I'm getting water out, cleaning it out to because it's full of water, not full of water, but it's got water.
You don't get no leeches on you.
Is that you don't want to have no critters coming back with you and stuff.
River snakes and.
But the river, the lakes, the outdoors are all places to explore. And when you talk about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, that's there too. There's a whole science, there's a whole field of study in rivers, in the aquatics, in hydro, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Knowing the flow rates, knowing this, that, and other. Well, a lot of times our kids aren't taking in those classes because they don't know anything about it.
Yeah, they don't.
They ain't at no river. What do you mean? You can get paid for working around the river? Yeah.
Sure can.
And make good money.
Yeah.
But if you don't know about it, then you're not going to do it. So that's what we're doing this about and what we're doing it for.
Now, hopefully, you'll be going live and taking pictures too, right?
Oh, yes.
That could be utilized in a lot of classrooms.
I plan on doing some live streaming when we have, because now we're going through the country. One thing it said, once you get out of Kansas City, there's going to be a lot of no-sale site areas. They tell you that until you maybe get to the next little town or something. But plan on doing a lot of video, and you have to take some extra batteries. So one thing you have to have is a phone and extra charging equipment. So I've got a couple of them. My brother has one, so I have a couple of battery power packs. And what I plan on doing, because I was saying about that today, is exchanging them with my ground crew. If they meet me today, the one that I've been using today, I give it to them. Give me another one. Y'all charge it up.
That's smart.
Be at the next one and stuff so that we can rotate, make sure we have a charge. But yeah, I'm going to take pictures, I'm going to do videos, but I also want to I'll definitely do some live stream when we start off.
Okay.
The beginning of it would be a great time to live stream that we're taking off. But then after that, it may be loading out or uploading video whenever we can. But yeah, we want to document this, let you know all the fun that we're having, all the hard work, all the sweat, whatever goes on. I've got an old GoPro, but it doesn't do Wi-Fi or anything. It was the early generation, so it can record, and I may just have to save it until after we get through. And but it takes those little micro chips in it. So I thought if I buy a couple of extra ones of those, I can just roll with it.
Be good to go.
Do a few hours every day, and then at the end, see what it got. I can put some on my phone and save that, upload what I can. So yeah, I want to definitely get some video and audio documentation of this. Y'all hear me out there huffing and puffing, wheezing, you know. And I did want to let you know too. After I started this, I didn't just up and say I'm going to do it and then wait to do it. I've been going to the gym in the mornings. I've been making sure that I'm on the treadmill. I do 5 miles on the treadmills in the morning. I've been working on upper body strength. I know I may not look like it, but
you never know. You might get out there, have a sleeveless shirt on, and be out there just tearing it up.
But I have been definitely working out for this. So my hat's going to go off to the Genesis trainer that I've worked with some as we get through this. So it's been a year of preparation. So I've been doing some preparation for this. I didn't just say I'm going to stay at home and wait and get out there and do it and stuff.
We know I've been preparing because myself and TL, or Terrence, has been asking about kayaking for a while. So he's been doing it. But we do wish you guys favor on this.
Thank you.
We're doing enough for y'all to get through this. And if you all want to give Mr. Walker any words of encouragement or any, I don't know, maybe a map to get there quicker, hit him up on his Facebook page. They do that?
Yes. Matter of fact, follow us on KUAW
There it
and
is.
BFTAA. We're going to be posting stuff. So KUAW and my Black Family Technology Awareness pages, we want to post what's going on.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, send them in to KUAW Radio about the MR340 race, and we'll tell you. And also, I didn't get to tell you this, there is a app that you can download to follow the run. The app is called Race, RACE, OWL. So if you go into your Google store or your Apple store, download the Race Owl. With that app, you can track racers. My boat number is 2004. 2004 was the year Black Family Technology Awareness Association started. So it's 20 years ago. My boat is 2004. I'll have to get Raphael, but if you go look up Raphael Prevost on the registration page, I think his boat is 6518. I'm not sure. But when you download the Race Owl app, you can actually track the boats by their numbers. You'll see, there's boat 2004. So you'll be able to follow and know if I'm keeping up or if the Reaper has caught me.
Well, I'm downloading the app right now.
All
So
right.
I want to make sure Mr. Walker's safe in case I got to go out there. Pull up on the side of the river. Hey, man, you all right?
So that'll be it.
So I got a race owl. So it has an actual owl's picture on there.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So I just got through getting it. I am double clicking it right now. It's installing. So I can keep tabs on Mr. Walker.
And I will have a different one because I'm the one that you're tracking. So I'll download the other app.
Allow while using the app, right? Or
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. And it's saying, so the racer ID will be your boat number?
That's right.
Okay.
So if you put in 2004,
2004.
right. Right now it's probably going to show you ain't even there.
Right, yeah.
Uh-uh.
So
But-
I got them all squared away.
But when you do that and when the race starts, you'll look at that and say, there he is.
Okay.
You
And
follow
when's
me
that
all
race
the
start
way.
again?
The race starts July the 23rd at 7 a.m. in the morning. July 23rd. So that's week after next. We're, about 14 days away?
Yeah.
Close to it, yeah.
Get out of
Right
Michigan.
at 14 days away. So I got to do a little more working out. I'm going to push it this week
Uh-huh.
and the beginning of next week. But then I think at some point I'm going to have to ease up.
Yeah, we're going to give them Tuesday off next week.
Yeah.
So the source of the Inkwell will be on ice while Mr. Walker's training next week.
That's right. We're
Yeah.
going into heavy training. Heavy training's coming up. Been taking my protein. We're getting ready for it. And there's a whole meal regimen that they have for you that they have suggestions of carrying water to try and do 2 waters and then an electrolyte drink during the race, to have peanut butter or some protein things, have some sweets, stuff like that to keep you going because we'll be going all day through the day. I mean, that's all day racing.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll have to eat and roll. You can
Yeah.
paddle.
There's a book I want you to get to. It's written by a man named Arthur Curry. The name of the book is called Communicating with Aquatic Life.
Okay.
You know, Arthur Aquaman.
Yeah.
So learn how to communicate with the fish, so they can help you out. Cause you're gonna need it.
Give
You
one of
gonna
them big
need it.
catfish. If
You
I can
gonna
hook
need
into
it.
one of
Then you
them,
be like,
tell him to pull me along.
yeah, pull you on.
Yeah, all I need is get one of them big 300-pound catfish and stuff to say, yeah, I get up under, I got
You
you.
know, it's funny you said that because earlier we had said, I asked you, is it all kayaks? And you said no.
No.
What are some other things people can use?
Okay. When we were down there, the first wave are boats, mainly kayaks, that have one person,
Right?
but it's not all kayaks. The second wave is for everything else as long as it is personally human powered. So you can't have a sail, you can't have a what they call a windsock or that you put in the water that go with the flow and stuff like that. You can't have no motor whatsoever. But I did see a boat where the guys had made sort of like a big paddle wheel on both sides, and they were paddling it with like a bicycle and these two big wheels. I don't know if they were trying to finish or anything, but they were out there with it. Then I also saw boats that had like 5 or 6 people, like the dragon boats, and they were out there. So they've got 5 or 6 people in there. So they come out after they give the solo boats an hour head start. But to determine the winner, you've got to beat the multi-person boat by that same hour.
Oh. Okay.
So you don't just have to beat them, but you have to be more than an hour ahead of them. So if you finish and they're like 30 minutes behind you, they beat you because you started out an hour ahead of them.
Okay, yes, all about time. Like we said earlier, you're going against the clock.
Yeah.
So like for example, if I got one of those flotation devices from like a water park, I can
Right.
use that.
Yes.
But I
Yes.
can't ride a 300-pound catfish.
No.
Gotcha.
No.
Okay.
But you can do. People are going to stand-up paddle boards.
Well, it's not a lot of standing.
And they're going to stand up, and I thought about that. I said, you're standing up every day, all day, paddling.
I'll be sitting on that thing.
Again, I saw a record in there, though. It was less than 40 hours
On a paddleboard?
on a stand-up paddleboard. And so that was, I went through looking at it, and I'm thinking, wow. The fastest times have all been done by multi-person boats,
Of course.
not with the single boats. The multi-person, like if it's a tandem.
So all the winners have been basically multi-people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what I found too is like the guy I bought my boat from, a lot of husbands and wives, they said, well, I want to get a tandem, we're going down together. So she was like on this ground crew last year, but I guess she wanted to be
You
on.
better hope they don't got no marital problems.
So they're going together. Matter of fact, 2 people that I went and looked at boats that were listed in Marketplace were selling them because they wanted to buy tandems.
That's smart.
So
That's
the
smart.
wife could go. So I said, okay, he did it first, and I mean, there's people in Kansas City. I went to one guy's house. The guy owns 10 kayaks. Got a trailer for guy.
He's like the Tony Stark of kayaks.
I was like, my goodness. He said, yeah, I'm selling this and that was this, and he's a kayak. He's an engineer for some company and stuff. But it's like you get into the kayak world, there's paddles. Now I'm out there fishing with a paddle from Dick's Sporting Goods. It cost me $39. You know, I got to upgrade.
Oh, okay.
But I was talking to him. I said, yeah, the super light ones and all of that stuff. He said, oh yeah, he's gonna show you this over here and stuff. And we got this $345 paddle. I said, it costs almost as much as my kayak did.
He got a motor in that thing.
So he's got that, but they're super light. Like mine is made out of metal, and so this is carbon fiber. I mean, you grab it with 2 fingers like this.
Oh
and
yes, you can
it's
get
like-
more movement.
So yeah, and you're not gonna get. That's some weight that you're not working with. It's that because if you're doing this all day, every pound's gonna count. So if you can take some off that way,
Yeah.
and they've got boats made with carbon fiber.
Okay.
I was looking at the boats, you know, again, as you move up in the world.
Yeah.
Stuff when I was out there at the lake. Some of these kayaks, and these aren't the most expensive, but some of them that are out there that are on sale around the city now, $3,500, $4,500, hold one person. I saw these people when I was racing. Like my kayak's like 69 pounds. So I get out of the lake and I'm two-handed and I get it up on top of the car like that. This one lady got out and she pulled up just like I got out, picked the boat up and just walking on her with it.
And they say golf's an expensive sport.
And I like, wow, but you spend the money,
Yeah.
you get the thing. So kayaking you can start in kayaking for under $300, but you can go up to thousands of dollars in the kayaking field, like anything else and
Right.
stuff. There's an entry level, there's a medium level, then there's the pro level.
Yeah.
And that's the way kayaking is also.
That's amazing. Well, we wish you the best, Mr. Walker.
Thank you very much.
And we look forward to following you on the app, Race Al.
That's
Or you
right.
can go to KUAW's social media page or our BFTAA social media page to follow Mr. Walker and Raphael on their journey.
Yes, we will be posting. We will be sending things back and forth. I'll mainly be putting stuff on Facebook. It may post to Instagram also, but I'd say the premier place that we'll be on will be Facebook.
All right. Well, Mr. Walker, thank you for letting us get you from behind the screen to on the mic.
All right, it's been my pleasure.
Anytime. This is the Sources Inkwell with your host, Tyrone Gethers Jr., and my special guest, Mr. George Walker,
All right.
kayaker extraordinaire. So we'll see you next week, well, the week after next week, with an update.
All right.
God bless. See you then.